Hello, everybody. Average Gamer here, and welcome to a review. So this is the review, finally, but after a month, playing Faction Warfare. So Faction Warfare has been out for more than a month now, and I thought it's now better now than it was before to do a proper review when I've had enough matches and enough gameplay and overall done enough in the game to figure out a few things. So I want to talk about the pros and the cons, in my opinion, anyways. Everything's gonna be a little mixed up, pros and cons, kind of all intermixed. So, let's get into things, shall we? First off, the buckets. We're gonna get right into that right off the hop. I like it. I like the fact that I literally hit two buttons, boom, I'm in a match. What I don't like is the fact that I hit two buttons and boom, wait half an hour for a match. From what I've been looking at and researching is basically there is one lobby and that's it. Meaning 12 guys, all hit go, fight now, go into the match. That 12 man sits and waits for 10 minutes. Because say there's no one playing on the other side or there's just not enough people. There's like 8 people on the other side. What happens is those people sit for 10 minutes. I sit for 10 minutes while it's searching. Those 10 minutes go up. The next 12 in line go into the next room and wait 10 minutes. I still wait 10 minutes. I then finally get into the third one. I get to wait 10 minutes or I get a match and I get to do the whole thing all over again. So this is the way I see it. That's something they need to fix. Right now, there's just that one room and one room only, one lobby basically. What I think they should do is just set up as many lobbies as they can. Have 4 or 5. Have the lobby set up. Lobby opens up. There's a group of 12. Boom, it opens it up. If you hit that 10-minute mark, no problem. Everyone gets automatic. Gets their loyalty points, gets a minimum loyalty points for a win, minimum amount for a win in C-bills. No one gets XP, obviously, because your mechs didn't do anything. And boom, start up another one again. I know the reason why they set this up is so that no one can, on one side, basically take everything over, meaning side A has more players than side B. Side A has, say, a 4-to-1 ratio. So for every 4 people, the other side has 1. So we'll just say Inner versus clans. So there's more people playing Inner than there is clans for this argument. So for every one group of 12 pilots in the clans, there's 4 groups of 12 for the Inner. Match is 30 minutes. So the argument is probably that for every one fight or every one battle that is fought for the clans, they're automatically losing another 3. Right? That's how that would work. So there's 4 matches being played, but there's only one group of 12. So they're always, even if they're winning that one match, they're still losing the other 3, right? It would go against them in, the counter or the bar would move further over. Here's how they can offset that. Give everyone their rewards for the drop, for the ghost drop. Give them their XP. Or give them their C-bills, give them their loyalty points, but don't give the win on the map. Simple as that. Just don't affect it there. Everyone gets their money for a win, or even have an actual ghost drop reward. Simple as that. Just even make a joke about the fact that if you're clans, right, you go through your 10 minutes, it stops, it goes, hey, default win. Here's some C-bills. Here's some loyalty points for waiting for 10 minutes. There you go, and then put in that the other guys were not honorable enough to meet you in battle. Boom. For the Inner, make a shot, take a shot at the clans. They were scared and they took off. They're so honorable, but they didn't want to fight you. Either way, everyone gets some C-bills, gets some loyalty points, and that's it. You don't have to worry about getting special rewards here and there. You don't have to worry about not even special rewards, but you don't have to worry about rewarding the war itself, meaning that team Group A that has more pilots just wins automatically every time, no matter what, right? Because it'll ruin everything. So just give them C-bills, give them loyalty points, and roll it over. Don't let it affect the map. Fingers crossed. The inclusion of faction warfare with the quick play maps. So first thing I want to mention is domination takes too long, or doesn't take long enough. If one side is wiped out too quickly, 9 times out of 10, the pilots drop in the second mechs that are usually assaults, heavies, maybe the odd medium or light. But overall, people drop in the next big mech that they have, right? And 9 times out of 10, if you can wipe out in domination the other team within the first few minutes, you've won. Worst case scenario, you get it. You ticker it down a few minutes to 20, 15 seconds. Then you do massive enough damage, push them out of the circle. 15 seconds later, you win. So domination, I've noticed, is pretty much a win on the first drop, the first wave. Now, that's if you decide to just push, capture, and that's it. If you play the mode properly, it can actually go a full match. I've had them go full matches. I've also had them last about a minute and a half, both sides. It happens. Skirmish. Skirmish, I find, is also another game mode that's whoever wins that first drop, the other team gets spawn camped for the rest of the game. Pretty much what happens. That's it. Not a big fan of that, where pretty much you're spending the remainder of the game kind of sitting back with your thumb up your ass, getting killed like crazy. So skirmish, not a fan of that when it comes to faction warfare. I prefer if they maybe took it out or maybe changed it up somehow, where there was some sort of some sort of objective in there somewhere for someone to get. Assault. There's the base. You can still capture the base, no big deal. You can also kill everybody. So there's still those two things, right? I always find like the big units will do both. They'll try to kill you and whittle you down. If they start realizing that they're spawn camping you, a lot of the bigger units will then just bum rush the base and capture the base on you. Conquest. This, I think, is the biggest one. I think this mode has brought Conquest into a different light. When you play Quick Play and you play Conquest, you just go, you kill the other team, and that's it. In Conquest for Faction Warfare, the big problem with that is, number one, there's 48 mechs on the other team. You are not going to kill all of those mechs by the time runs out. Number two, you actually have to play Conquest. You actually have to go and collect the resource points. You actually have to play the way the mode was designed, which is real fun. You actually have to play the mode. I love that. I love the fact that on Conquest, as a light, my job, when I have my light, and my lights and mediums, I go and I collect, and I hit those resource points. In a medium, if I see one being captured or being counter-capped, I will run over to it and try to protect it. Like that's what I'll do. Because you actually have to play the mode. Assault is being swapped out possibly with the incursion mode, I think. Or incursion's going to be replacing... I don't know what they're doing there. But I like the way Assault is right now. The new incursion, where there'll be a base or two bases. From everything I'm reading up, it's actually one base, one attacks, the other one defends. Don't know how well that's going to turn out to be. But we'll see. But yeah, overall, the way the faction warfare has been incorporated in those quick play maps, other than skirmish, or modes, I'll say, I like them. Very, very, very good. Not going to talk about balance because I've already said, with the announcement of the movement of the timetable and all the skill tree changes and all that stuff that are coming down the pipeline, Gonna probably definitely fix a lot of balancing issues. One of my main things right now is the fact that as a loyalist, I'm kind of getting screwed for rewards. Now I haven't maxed that out yet, but I can see it getting maxed out. And then what happens? I have to leave the faction and go to another faction, but I have to wait a week. So not only am I being penalized for being part of one group, but then I'm also being penalized when I try to leave that group to get more stuff. So I can see a way they can fix this, and here's how we can look at it. Even as a loyalist, different groups, even these in our countries we're in now, they will lend advisors and military units to other countries to utilize. Best example is the World War II. No country fought separately, but together. Instead, it was all, okay, we're all going to get together, we're all going to fight together, and all that stuff. So the way I see it is this. I'm a member of the FRR. If I'm fighting on because now all of them are mixed together, it kind of makes it a little harder, right? So here's the deal. If, as an FRR pilot, I can play as a loyalist and get my loyalty points for the FRR. But I have the ability as a loyalist to then be handed out. Or I get the opportunity of signing up with another faction as within the inner sphere still, as a consultant, as something else. Not a brigand, but as a, basically I get to sign up with another faction as basically almost like a mercenary, but you're still a loyalist, meaning you are still a member of the FRR, but the FRR is saying you can go this month or right now and go to any other faction. And then depending on what the populations are, you get a better bonus because it's the population of the loyalists that's down, not the mercs. So it kind of works the way the mercs does, where it looks at the population of who's playing where and tells you where all the bonuses are going. Loyalists can do the same thing, except I think it should be one of two ways. Number one, the loyalists should be the only ones that actually see the populations, meaning it tells you which of the factions from the inner sphere are low on population, and you can go there as a consultant. So you collect for that month, those 2 months, whatever, the loyalty points for that faction. And then say a quarter of it goes to your faction. Or it just goes to that faction in total. So as the FRR, completely ranked 20, what should I do now? Well, how about I sign myself up as a consultant with Karita? Cool. Go play with Karita for a couple months, build up my loyalty points there, switch over to Davian for a couple months, get us loyalty points there, go to Steiner the next month, go there, and then bounce around the inner sphere and get my loyalty points. I'm still a loyalist with the FRR, but at the same time, I'm also helping the other factions, right? So I think that's a good way of doing things, especially now that the map is basically two sides. Before, when everything was split up, it could be along the lines of if you followed a Karita planet for Karita, as a member of the FRR, you would get your loyalty points for Karita instead of the FRR, but can't do that anymore. So here's the other thing, being able to kind of pimp yourself out as a consultant to other factions. Get those points, get those loyalty points, I think would be good. And then the way mercenaries work is do it on like a win-loss thing. Or even make it RNG. The following factions need it as well. Or even have it set up so that the loyalists see it the day before the mercs do. So as an additional reward, you actually see which ones are going to need what. So you can go to where you need to go the day before the mercs see it. I think that's a good thing. Have it so that you're not tied down like the mercs are. The mercs are tied down, I think it's weeks. and all that weeks or months or whatever. Have it so that it's a day-to-day basis. Any day you can just switch back to the FRR to your faction. No big deal. I think that would be pretty good. And make it so that also, here's the other thing too. I would like it so that someone in a unit could subcontract themselves out. So as a unit, and we're a member of the FRR, we're loyalists, and the person in charge of our group doesn't want to be anything but a loyalist for the FRR. I want to still be in the unit. I still want to be part of everything, but I want to get my loyalty points everywhere else, right? So I should be able to subcontract myself out as a consultant somewhere. An idea. Basically, it's a way to get more rewards. Overall, I think that the faction warfare 4.1 is going in a good direction. It still needs some tweaks, still needs some changes. Like I said, more lobbies. Ghost wins don't affect the map. Reward system a little bit better for loyalists, because loyalists right now, short end of the stick. Yeah, overall, I like the way it's going. It just needs little changes here and there. But yeah, that is that for this episode of Let's Talk, or Faction Warfare Review, or whatever. Anyways, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.